here's the starting lineup for the visiting Portland Thorns, coached by Paul Riley. In goal, number 1, Nadine Angerer. The Thorns captain, number 12, forward Christine Sinclair. Number 4 is defender Stephanie Catley. Number 7, defender Nikki Marshall. Number 9 is midfielder Veronica Bogues.
The wait is over. From a lightning delay of nearly 2 hours emerges the chance tonight to add fuel to the playoff fire for the Portland Thorns and Washington Spirit. Portland certainly did that and more on Sunday, putting 6 on the board against the Boston Breakers in front of their home crowd and a national TV audience to move into sole possession of third place in the NWSL standings. Washington, on the other hand, took a step back at Sky Blue FC, falling 4-2 to drop into a tie for the 4th and final playoff spot with the Chicago Red Stars, who picked up a vital point against frontrunner Seattle thanks to a late strike from Kristen Press. Wednesday night of the National Women's Soccer League starts now. I'm Michael Minnick, flying solo tonight with Danielle Malgary on coaching duty with the Spirit 20s, and what an intriguing match we have for you tonight. For Portland, as I mentioned, it's a chance to cement playoff positioning. 3 points tonight would move the Thorns 5 above that imaginary red line separating the top 4 from the unfortunate bottom 5, would also put them within 2 points of FC Kansas City for second place. For the Spirit, it's simple. Lost tonight, and they stand still on 27 points, and their pursuers in Chicago and Western New York would hold a match in hand. Not ideal. A win would be historic, too, for the Spirit. It's been 4 up, 4 down for them against the Thorns all time, with the largest humiliation coming here a month ago when Portland poured it on late to win 6-1. So 2 teams hoping to cement that playoff spot, Portland and Washington battling tonight. This time we will pause for the national anthem. We'll have lineups and 45 minutes of action after this break. You're watching the NWSL on YouTube, and thanks for your patience during this lightning delay.
This time we ask you to please rise and remove your hats, join the Seneca Valley High School color guard, and the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem concluded here at the Maryland Soccer Place. It's almost time for a big Wednesday night match here in the league. Before we reveal the starting lineups, let's shine the spotlight on a player from each team that has really been in good form. We start in Portland with Christine Sinclair, the defending NWSL Player of the Week, and what a match she had on ESPN2 against Boston on Sunday, scoring 3 goals, just a fantastic performance, and probably nobody has benefited more from Vera Bouquet's addition to this team as Sinclair. She has 6 goals in her last 8 appearances. For Washington, Crystal Dunn has been huge all year. The first overall draft pick has really played well for Mark Parsons' squad, and she has been key to this team's success. When Crystal Dunn starts, the Spirit are undefeated in the last 8 matches. She gets the starting nod tonight, so hoping to continue that streak against a Portland team where, as I mentioned earlier, the Spirit have had 0 luck. Here's the 11s tonight. First for Paul Riley and the Thorns. Nadine Angerer, the veteran German international, gets the nod in goal. Back for left to right will be Stephanie Catley, Emily Mingus, Rachel Van Hollenbeck, and Nikki Marshall. In the midfield for the Thorns tonight, it's Vera Bouquet, Allie Long, Amber Brooks, and Sarah Huffman. And what a match Huffman had in that first meeting, the 6-1 win here by Portland. Up top, maybe the best pairing in the league, Alex Morgan partnering Christine Sinclair. For the Spirit, Ashlyn Harris gets the nod in goal just the second time in 5 minutes against the Thorns where she's gotten the nod in goal. She'll play behind the back four. The aforementioned Crystal Dunn, Nikki Cross and Allie Krieger will be the center back pairing, and Alex Singer will take her spot on the other side. In the midfield for Mark Parsons' squad, Christine Nairn and Tori Houston will hold in front of that back four, allowing Diana Matheson, Lori Lindsay, and Lisa Devanna to get forward and support the third leading scorer in the league, the freshly minted England international, called up for the friendly against Sweden. That's Jodie Taylor. Christine Sinclair and Allie Krieger meeting at midfield, getting instructions and going through the coin toss with the officiating crew. Katja Koroleva has the middle tonight. Catherine Nesbitt, Hagen Barnett are the referee's assistants, and Danielle Chesky, the fourth official. So again, for Portland, it's Angerer, Catley, Mingus, Van Hollenbeck, Marshall, Long, Brooks, Huffman, Boquete, Morgan, and Sinclair. For Washington, Harris, Dunn, Cross, Krieger, Singer, Nairn, Huster, Matheson, Lindsay, Devanna, and Jodie Taylor. Again, we appreciate your patience tonight during our 2-hour lightning delay. And finally, we are just about ready for action. Spirit will wear the home reds and go from right to left towards the scoreboard and here at the Plex. The Thorns in the road whites with the black shorts and black socks. Despite the delay, you can see and hear the crowd in good voice here. The U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships are going on here at the Maryland Soccerplex this week, so you have a lot of interested players coming to see the Rivals play here at the Plex. Koroleva will hand the ball to Alex Morgan. Portland will kick off, attacking to my right here in the first half. Again, a big match for a playoff position. Portland in third, Washington in fourth. The Spirit can surpass the Thorns with 3 points tonight. This is the only game in the league tonight, so a chance to make up some ground or stay in pat for these two sides. And run away here at the Maryland Soccerplex as Boquete gets an early touch. We'll switch it over the top, trying to pick out Christine Sinclair. Header won by Allie Krieger. Second ball falls from Morgan. She loses the handle to Matheson. One back now on the side. Catley shielding and dropping. Gets a pass back from Amber Brooks, and now a turnover. Here's Lindsay. Possession changes hands again. Ball play third, looking for Sinclair. Broken up by Lindsay. Here's Tori Huster. Huster going up the side, dumping it into space, and really nobody making that run in red, so gonna roll up for a throw in as Mingus will watch it go. So it looks like Mingus will play left back tonight. Marshall will tuck inside. That was the opposite against Boston on Sunday. So the same 11 for Paul Riley, but a slightly different look on that back four, which despite the offense scoring 6, did give up 3 in the first half. Ball dumped long. Here's Krieger for Washington. Now Nikki Cross. Dropping it back for Harris. Harris will dump it looking for Jodie Taylor. Touches heavy, stolen away in the middle of the park by Allie Long. She'll go right. Turnover by Huffman. Kept alive on the sideline by Singer. And now the flag does go up on the near side. Referee on the near side is Catherine Nesbitt, and she flagged that one much to the dismay of the Spirit faithful here on the near side. Quick restart now for Allie Long. Space on the left. Early cross in from Catley and well out of the run of Morgan. Maybe too much space there for Catley. She had too much time to think about that one. Now that back line shuffles again for Portland as Marshall's now on the right and Mingus is tucked back inside. Devanna in her own end, playing it back, cleared up the sideline and out for another Thorns throw in the 3rd minute. Allie Long gets 2 tosses from the ball girl to choose from, and will actually give them both back, and now Huffman will finally get a spear to toss in. Trying to pick out Sinclair, who flicks it forward. Touched now by Devanna in the box. It'll be cleared high by Allie Krieger. Huffman will shield it. Ball somehow stays in play. Touch from Taylor now, but turned over. Now it's Boquete. Switching it left. Good tackle from Crystal Dunn to dispossess Stephanie Catley. Tangle again. Katja Koroleva swallows the whistle, and Dunn will come out with possession. Now Matheson. Dunn inside. Can't find the feet of Lauren Lindsay, and now it's Brooks for Catley. Good pressure from Huster versus Boquete back. And this is where Washington wants Boquete getting the ball. Very deep in her own end. She'll win a throw. Vera Boquete has been fantastic in 10 matches since coming over from Europe. She has 6 assists already, tied for the league lead with her countrywoman Vicky Lasada from Western New York. Boquete as well, already also setting the Thorns single season record with those 6 assists. Of course, just 2 years of history to draw one, but still a nice accomplishment with the talent that has been assembled in the Pacific Northwest. Cross. Singer. And all the way back to Ashlyn Harris. If you remember the first time these two played here at the Maryland Soccer Bucks, it was the debut for Nikki Cross and Alex Singer, and there were some problems in the back. Now Devanna causing problems the other way, has a step on her former Washington Freedom teammate Nikki Marshall, goes down in a heap, and no call. Ball cleared by Portland, one alive by Lindsay. Now Taylor trying to turn in the box, beats one tackle, but coming over to help Van Hollenbeck is her center back partner Nikki Marshall, and out it goes for a throw in deep in the 5th minute. It's like a good no call as Marshall got the ball first, and then as she fell, brought Devanna down, but certainly played the ball first. Early cross in towards Matheson. Battling Stephanie Catley. Matheson shielding on the sideline. As her pass intended for Huster, blocked out for a throw in. Now Lindsay. Christine Nairn. Singer. On the floor for Jody Taylor. And a nice job there by the veteran Rachel Van Hollenbeck to just impede Jody Taylor enough for the ball to come through cleanly, and Nadine Ongaroo will scoop. Cross now, dangerous ball. Finds Matheson. Jody Taylor, now Huster. Lindsay, wide right to working Krieger in a more familiar role. Allie Krieger will play the early cross in and too far for the runs of Taylor and Lindsay. A scoop for Ongaroo, and she'll roll it out. Sarah Huffman now on the ball with time and space to attack up that sideline. Forces Nairn to commit towards her and plays it towards the middle. Intended for Sinclair, but won by the other number 12, Nikki Cross. Now a switch for Crystal Dunn. Lindsay, pressured by Brooks. Huster. Now Christine Nairn. Going wide into the channel for Lisa Devanna, and just a little too much on that ball. Good idea. Devanna a bit frustrated that that ball didn't find it, but already we're seeing Lisa Devanna popping out some good spots on that wing and forcing Huffman to defend her. Allie Long off the drop from Sinclair. Now it's Rachel Van Hollenbeck, who's worked her way back into fitness after missing the first 9 games of the season with an ankle sprain. Last time the Thorns were here, she came on as a halftime sub. Since then, she's been a starter, getting the nod in 6 of the Thorns' 7 games since then. Van Hollenbeck pressured by Jody Taylor. Menges up the side for Catley. Inside for Boquete, now gets it back. Early ball over the top, looking for Alex Morgan in space. Nicely weighted ball. Morgan will try the off-balance shot, and what a finish from Alex Morgan. Portland takes a 1-0 lead exactly 7 minutes in, and that could not have been finished better by number 13, Alex Morgan. Cross defended that well, but a really good early ball. Flicked with the right foot by Alex Morgan, and Harris, who had come out to play that one, had absolutely no chance. Alex Morgan scoring her 4th goal in 3 appearances at the Maryland Soccerplex the last 2 years. She had a goal early on in the first meeting last year. She had a brace in her return earlier this year, and now an early goal today. So now the Spirit must respond as the whistle blows. Katya Koroleva will tell Singer to take a free kick instead of a throw, which she will. Cross going early. Good flick from Lindsay over the top. Headed well by Mingus. Now long for Sarah Huffman on the right flank. Morgan wants it short. Passes off the mark. Clearance from Krieger is a bit sloppy thanks to the block from Sinclair, but the Spirit captain recovers and finds Crystal Dunn, who will burst up the middle. Dunn has Matheson to her right. Not a lot of help besides, and draws the foul. Thought I heard a whistle, but we'll continue to play. It's Marshall now for Portland. Van Hollenbeck as the Thorns will build it out of the back. Spirit content to let that back four work the ball around. It's Brooks for Van Hollenbeck. Marshall. Van Hollenbeck, pressured by Taylor, back for Ungerer. Portland scoring first has been such a successful way for them to get on the board. This year, they are 4-0-1 at home, 3-0-2 on the road when scoring first. So 10 games they've played where they've scored first, and they've been able to get a result out of all of them. Looking for a second here, but it's broken up by Singer. Dunn, Matheson. Dunn will try again. Plays it up the side. Van Hollenbeck will come over and collect. Good pressure from Jody Taylor. The pass comes back to Ungerer. Stephanie Catley officially credited with the assist. The 4th straight game that Stephanie Catley has got to help her. The Australian international has done well on that flank since coming over. Whistle here and a free kick for Portland as we move into the 11th minute here at the Maryland Soccerplex. Michael Minnick here. Thank you for joining us wherever you are worldwide this evening. As the heat was on earlier, but the thunderstorms have definitely cooled things off here at the Plex. A very pleasant July evening here just north of Washington, D.C. Turnover now. It'll be Marshall building out of the back for Portland. Huffman. Now Marshall. And a switch for Van Hollenbeck. Officially the 4th assist of the year for Catley. The 5th goal for Alex Morgan and just her 10th appearance this year. Boquete. Matheson with a good tackle there to win the ball cleanly. Now we'll start the attack. Playing it left for Devanna, but the pass off the mark. Marshall brings that down for Long. Stolen by Nairn for Singer. Devanna inside for Lindsay. Ball played through nicely for Jody Taylor, but the touch is heavy, and Nadine Ungerer will breathe a sigh of relief and scoop that one up. Best build up for the Spirit so far, but it comes to naught here in the 12th minute. Again, if you're just joining us, Alex Morgan getting the goal for Portland in the 8th minute. Stephanie Catley with a really nice early ball, and Alex Morgan, all she needs is a pocket of space and she'll bury it, and she did so. Early ball from Marshall, trying to pick out Christine Sinclair. A bit of a replay or a flip of the first goal, but this time Krieger defends Sinclair well. Throw now for the Spirit. Morgan will win the throw off the thigh of Alex Singer, and we'll leave it for Huffman to take the toss. Morgan will play it back for her. Long in the corner. And flag goes the Spirit's way this time. Watching the abbreviated warm-up for this game, I saw a lot of Alex Morgan taking hard passes from short distances, working on that first touch. And you really saw it on that finish in the 8th minute. Just a nicely weighted ball. Cross there, but nobody home in white. And now Crystal Dunn can attack. Time and space for the rookie out of North Carolina. In the center it comes for Jody Taylor. Wide now for Lindsay. Sets up the right foot, shifts it towards the top of the 18. Flicked on by Matheson, and the flag is up on Jody Taylor. Pretty easy call there. I'm a little surprised it took that long for the flag to go up, but it did in the end, and a free kick for Portland in the 13th minute. Allie Long, Marshall, Huffman. Triangle of three former players that played here for the Washington Freedom in the WPS, Long and Huffman and Marshall. All part of that playoff side in 2010. Already ball from Boquete, and the flag is up on Morgan, and that was close. Good vision there from the Spaniard. Morgan in a good position, but a little too good of a position as the flag comes up. Sports of the Match is brought to you by Hampton Inn & Suites, Washington, D.C., North Gaithersburg, the official hotel partner of the Washington Spirit for 2014. Ball comes off the face of Allie Long. A painful throw conceded for the Thorns to the Washington Spirit. Stolen away by Brooks. Long in tight quarters will find Huffman outside of the foot pass into space looking for Allie Long, and the pass from Cross is blocked out for a Spirit throw in the 15th minute. Game really being played between the 18s right now. The only chance was buried by Alex Morgan in the 8th minute. Savannah trying to play Taylor up the wing, but that was thwarted by the Portland defense. Boquete pops up on the right side, chips it up the side, and the flag is up on Christine Sinclair. Free kick for the Spirit will come in the 15th minute. Mentioned Sinclair's breakout performance since Boquete has come in, 6 goals in her last 8 appearances. She bring her total for 7 of the year, but you know, I got the feeling watching Portland last time that it was coming for Christine Sinclair. She wasn't going to be a player that was going to be stuck on a goal or 2 or 3 for long with her skill and her pedigree. Plus the chances were coming for the Canadian captain. She leads the league in both shots and shots on goal this year. So not surprised that her scoring checkbook is flooded open in the last month and a half. Plus the return of Alex Morgan certainly has helped, taking some of the attention off of Christine Sinclair up front when you have a player of the caliber of Alex Morgan to also keep defenses occupied. Certainly Portland would like to not concede as much as they have, but Paul Riley's got to be thrilled with the offensive production of this team. 2 6-goal performances and a 7-goal performance in the books this year. Throw for Portland will come here in the 17th minute. Really, the story is similar for the Spirit this year, a team that's scored in bunches but also have conceded quite a bit. They've allowed the 2nd most goals this year, and that was the hope with Alex Singer and Nikki Cross coming in, that will be shored up, and at times it has been. A good performance at Western New York about a week and a half ago. That 1-0 result was certainly a boost to the Spirit's playoff campaign. But then you also come back, you give up 3 to Boston here a couple weeks ago. You give up 4 to Sky Blue FC over the weekend. Huffman. Can't find Long as Dunn gets a foot in. Morgan will chest it down and play it on the flank. Here's Catley. Early cross in towards Sinclair. Cross will sniff it out well and give it right back to Catley. The Australian will try again. Goes inside this time for Long. Now square for Huffman. Marked by Alex Singer. Boquete wants it at her feet and says the chip towards the middle, headed out by Allie Krieger. Flicked on now by Lindsay for Matheson. Singer. Now Nairn. Lindsay. Cross. Chip forward will give possession away to Van Hollenbeck and the Thorns. And can't get on the same page as Allie Long. Krieger. Nairn. Devanna will get it in the left channel. Has Taylor as an option in the middle as Marshall tracks back. Early cross is harmless. And scooped by Nadine Ongerer. Benches today, Portland's is rather thin with the likes of Tobin Heath and Sinead Farley injured. It's just Mana Shim, Angie Kerr, and Jess McDonald, just those three who are all three great players. And then Michelle Betos, the backup goalkeeper, who started and played well here in the last meeting between these two sides. For Washington, Chantal Jones, the backup keeper, Yael Averbush, Robin Gale, Veronica Perez, Jordan Angeli, Janisha Adams, and Kirsten Garifrekis are the field subs. Toni Presley, who is working her way back to fitness and may be available to Mark Parsons for selection next week, and Renee Cuellar are the two scratches. Also great to see Caroline Miller going through more and more drills. The more we see her, someone who was lost for a big chunk of last year, and so far all of this year, the young forward out of Virginia certainly showed flashes of promise last year, and we hope that she can get back and help this team, if not late this year, then certainly next year. Mangus with a good interception, and sure a lot of fans and friends here from her Georgetown days just down the road, supporting the Portland center back. Early ball looking for Sinclair. Cross a little bit awkwardly, but in the end she finds Ashlyn Harris. You can make a case that Emily Mingus was the best value of the rookie draft this year, just the 25th pick. And she has started every game but two and played in every game but one for Portland this year. Has really been a rock. Singer now for Washington. Outside, Devanna doesn't make the run this time, but Singer's going to pick up her own ball. Marked by Nikki Marshall. Now Huffman coming to help. Good move from Singer, gets the ball in. Taylor fakes, goes back for Nairn. She'll try the first time shot and miss high and wide. Nairn got the goal the last time these two teams met here in that 6-1 loss, and not going to get it like that. Good idea to shoot from deep. Powerful shot, but always going wide of Nadine Ongerer's far post. So 20 minutes in. It's Portland 1, Washington 0. The goal coming in the 8th minute if you're just joining us from the foot of Alex Morgan. A nice chip from the top of the 18 after Stephanie Catley played her into good space with an early ball. Crystal Dunn probably hasn't gotten forward as much as Mark Parsons would like. She'll start a foray here, but her ball headed back by Mingus into the gloves of Ongerer. And she'll give the universal sign for get forward. I want to punt this one deep. Trying to pick out long, headed back by Nairn instead. It'll be Singer, giving possession away to Sarah Huffman. Bouquet keeping the ball on a string, and she finds Long. Now Huffman again. Morgan wants it at her feet. Now will make the run into space, and a nicely weighted ball for Alex Morgan. Takes the shot towards the far post. It's deflected. Saved by Ashlyn Harris. Blocked again, and finally it goes out for a corner. Allie Krieger in a good position there to help Ashlyn Harris, but Alex Morgan from a tough angle, nearly getting her second. First corner of the match for Portland will come from the right side and from Allie Long, who's taken more than anybody this year. Set the league record with 12 in a game this year. Goes for the pony spot. Header from Amber. Brooks goes just over. Good look on that set piece from Portland, and Brooks not missing by much. Here's the shot again from Morgan. Good block from Harris, and then Krieger with a vital header. Christine Sinclair was right on the doorstep. Harris taking her time on this goal kick will finally thump it towards midfield. Header popped up by Huster. Second ball falls to the feet of Allie Long. She'll go for Huffman. Huffman has done a nice job of getting forward enough to make Devanna defend and not get in a good position, but Devanna showing some good defensive chops there, blocking the pass for a throw-in. O'Reilly up off the bench with some words of encouragement for his Chargers, who lead 1-0 midway through the first half. Again, if you're just joining us, we had a lightning delay of nearly 2 hours before this game even started. Both teams didn't even get into their warm-ups before the sirens went off here at the Plex, and then once the all-clear sound went off for the third time, teams warmed up fully, and we got going. Here's Lori Lindsay. Krieger now. For Lindsay again. Matheson. Lindsay going up the line, looking for Crystal Dunn, but all the way through it comes for Nadine Ongerer. Through balls have not been successful for the Spirit so far today. Like to see them get Devanna deeper, Matheson deeper, Dunn deeper, whip some crosses and then test those center backs. This portion of the match brought to you by Mama Lucia's Restaurant. You can visit the Mama Lucia's stand at all Spirit home games on the concourse or online at mamaluciasrestaurant.com. Cross. Conceded throws. Catley will watch it roll. Another throw for the Spirit. We were trying to still find their footing. Haven't really gotten a great look at Nadine Ongerer's goal in the first 24 minutes of this one. Portland has had a couple good looks, most notably, of course, the goal by Morgan, but Morgan got loose again a couple minutes ago. Had her shot blocked by a defender and then Ashlyn Harris, and then good look on the corner from Allie Long to Amber Brooks that went just high. That ball is out, a throw for Portland.
Let's go, Spirit!
There is a positive in the Spirit's defensive work. Certainly I would say it's been the job they've done keeping Boquete deep, not allowing her to get close to goal where she can pull the string on that final ball or take a shot herself. She's been playing a lot of defense. Tori Huster's been the player that's really had the job of marking her for most of the game, and she's done well so far. Krieger square for Nikki Cross. Singer. Good turn from Lisa Devanna, trying to shake Allie Long. Quick feet from the Australian as she works in Singer. Good tackle coming back. And a shield from Nikki Marshall. And Huffman's ball up the line is knocked out for a throw-in. Talking to Mark Parsons before the game, we were talking about the Lisa Devanna trade and how that's worked out. He really thinks that that's one of the best moves that this team has made. Certainly, she has provided a spark to this team. Certainly, she's gotten on the score sheet as well, scoring a goal and adding an assist. Ball comes wide for Catley, looking for her second assist of this one. Plays it in towards Long, brought down by Krieger instead for Washington, and will be turned upfield by Matheson. Actually, when you look at the stats for Lisa Devanna, very similar to what she did in Boston. I'll finish the thought after this play is Taylor's in. Nice job by Ongerer sliding out to get a foot on that one. Spirit's best chance goes by the wayside. Nadine Ongerer showing why she was the World Player of the Year last year. Great read on that one. Lindsay. Nice ball by Huster into space. Matheson on the right edge of the box. Taylor checking her run. Cross comes in towards the near post and goes off the side netting. Devanna was making the run towards the far post. As I said, Taylor was checking back towards about the penalty spot area, even with that. And Matheson chose to go for goal and missed into the side netting. But going back to Devanna, entering this game, she'd played 6 games for both Boston and Washington, started 5, played a similar amount of minutes. Production-wise, she had a goal for Washington and an assist, just had the 1 assist in Boston. Similar amount of shots, 13 in Washington, 12 in Boston. The difference has been what she's been able to do in terms of getting things on frame. 7 shots on goal for Washington, 3 for Boston. Van Hollenbeck will clear it. Catley. So the spots were always there for Lisa Devanna. It's just been a matter of getting in more dangerous locations. Speaking of that, Alex Morgan is loose again. Trying to shake Nikki Cross. Dodges the tackle, takes the shot, and hits the side netting. Morgan, hands on her face. She knows That could have very easily been her second of the night. But again, that early counter from Portland, very dangerous, getting Alex Morgan loose again. Harris will knuckle it towards the near side and out for a throw-in. Well blocked by Singer. That'll spring Lisa Devanna on the left side. Taylor and Matheson in support. Lindsay there as well. Devanna playing it through for Matheson. Unger off her line will make the play. Ball was always a little too hard, but the idea was good for Washington. Better play from the Spirit in the last 5 or 10 minutes as they trail 1-0 here at the Plex. Giveaway there to Nairn in the center. Lindsay. Singer. Devanna. And miscommunication there. Turns it over in the end. Boquete. Good tackle from Cross to stand her up. Now it's Nairn. Krieger. And now Alex Singer. Boquete a little shaken up. She's holding her right side and limping back on defense. Has not gone into a run since taking that collision. Still holding her side as she moves into position. Long goes up the line for Sinclair. Boquete still really feeling the effects of that. Now bent over at midfield. Throw for Singer in the Spirit. Taylor. Now Lindsay. Switch now for Dunn, who has space on that right side. Boquete has now picked up the pace. Looks like she's shaking off that knock to her side, whatever it was. But we'll keep an eye on that. Early switch looking for Devanna, headed out by Sarah Huffman. Turned over now to Huster, who dodges one tackle and goes wide for Lisa Devanna. Early cross towards Jody Taylor, brings it down in the box. And saved by Unger. Taylor was kind of caught in two minds there. Wasn't sure whether to bring it down and hit it with the second touch or volley it with the first touch, kind of went in between and hit a decently paced shot right into Dean Unger. Huster took the brunt of that one, but got the ball off Devanna with a good early cross, and just not quite enough mustard on that one from Jody Taylor. Reminded me a lot of the combination those two pulled in Boston a couple weeks ago, against Boston I should say, where Devanna got loose on the left, played a perfect ball, and Jody Taylor headed it in. Catley. Mingus. Amber Brooks. Van Hollenbeck, under pressure from Taylor, will go back to Dean Unger. Van Hollenbeck. Alex Morgan. Boquete looking to spray it left, but an easy pick for Crystal Dunn, who will start the attack for Washington. Going to the right side now for Matheson, but too much on that one. And a throw for Portland. Spirit have just been a step off with their execution. The ideas have been good. Sinclair. Karate kicked in space by Huster. Now some work to do for Nikki Cross with Morgan bearing down on her, and the veteran does well. Just knocked that out for a throw, and that could have been a steal and a break for Morgan. Huffman's toss into space for Allie Long on the right edge of the box. Gets the cross off into the 6, cleared by Krieger, scissored out to Huffman. Now it's Brooks. And that ball gets through Morgan. Now the Spirit will build. Huster for Devanna. Turn well read by Nikki Marshall and out for a Washington throw. Heavy touch from Singer though, turns possession over to Long. Now it's Boquete. Morgan kind of, she thought about the step over, she thought about the back heel, and really wasn't able to execute either and turns it over. Round of applause there for Mark Parsons as his team defended that play well. And now they'll build. Taylor Matheson opening up right for her is Crystal Dunn. She'll get it. First time cross from Dunn towards Taylor, headed down low by Van Hollenbeck, popped up now by Mingus. And Boquete will continue the string, finding Allie Long. Huffman. Early ball for Sinclair, nice ball too. But into the 18 it rolls, and Harris will make the play. Initially thought that was gonna sit for Christine Sinclair, who had space and angle, but ball did eventually go into the 18 where Harris was able to scoop. Crystal Dunn. Singer, and again a round of applause for Mark Parsons for the switch. And that ball comes for nothing. Marshall. Van Hollenbeck. Nadine Ongerer, who's been a fantastic defender as well as a goalkeeper today with a good sliding clearance earlier to thwart an attempt from Washington's Jody Taylor. Here's the early ball again. Morgan is onside. 1-on-1 with Ashlyn Harris. Touches it around her, and Harris gets a piece of it. Great diving save from Harris, and the play's still alive. Morgan's shot is blocked again by Ashlyn Harris. I initially thought Morgan was going to turn the corner, but the corner reached out and got that one. Good work from Ashlyn Harris. '34th minute. Crowd picking up their intensity here. The flag's waving on the far side as Portland builds out of the back with a 1-0 lead. Back it comes for Ongerer. I've said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Just a fantastic crowd, especially considering the 2-hour delay before this game. Sinclair is offside. Free kick for the Spirit. Here's the chance from Morgan again. Harris reaching out, just doing a great job of standing her ground to the last minute. And then Morgan's shot came in low, and another good save from Harris. So not only do you make the save if you're Ashlyn Harris, but you recover well enough to not allow really Alice Morgan to have much of an angle on the rebound. Boquete, and the flag is up on Allie Long. Spirit's offside trap has looked good, but as Alice Morgan has shown, it only takes 1 or 2 chances to spring the trap and cause problems. Singer. Lindsay. Hard challenge there. Van Hollenbeck comes in clean behind. Jody Taylor wins the header. Now does it again, and this time the whistle does blow from Katja Koroleva as Lori Lindsay was fouled, and a free kick for the Spirit in the 36th minute. Allie Krieger will take this one, although Christine Nairn's also an option. Now she will pull off what Krieger served. Line set at the top of the 18 by Nadine Ongerer in the Portland defense. Early ball in towards Jody Taylor. Headed on by Taylor towards Schuster, and Ongerer will make the play. Portland's done their damage well on the counterattack. 2 golden chances for Alice Morgan. 1 she buried. 1 was well saved by Ashlyn Harris. For the Spirit, it's been more of what we've seen from them all year, which is get it wide, especially through Devanna, and then play Jody Taylor centrally. Devanna going to work again. Into space for Taylor, who is onside. Square now for Lindsay. She'll open up Crystal Dunn on the right flank. Matheson now. Cross driven in and stays in play for Ongerer. Bad luck there for the Spirit as they don't get a corner. And Ongerer with some instructions for Stephanie Catley, and she'll once again wave her defense forward and give this one a ride in the 37th minute. Again, the goal coming in the 8th minute, Alex Morgan striking off an assist from Stephanie Catley. We remind you that Hampton Inn Suites is the official hotel partner of the Washington Spirit for 2014, the North Gaithersburg location. Here's the build-up again. Matheson, a good cross, just, as I said, unlucky for the Spirit with that deflection that didn't go somewhere more dangerous or out of bounds for a corner. Instead, I went to Nadine Ongerer, who's had a good first half. Morgan playing the early ball. Sinclair was not keen on making that run, and it comes through harmlessly to Ashlyn Harris. Bit of a sloppy punt there, and it's one for Huffman. Comes into space now for Morgan, and Harris has to clean up again. Punches it into space for Crystal Dunn, but a shrug there from Ashlyn Harris towards the sideline as that one clearly went awry. Marshall. Boquete. Mingus making a bit of a mess of that and does go out for a throw in. Nice touch there from Huster for Matheson. Drop now for Crystal Dunn. And up the right side, it'll be headed by Mingus. Brooks volleys it back for Emily Mingus. Catley up the line for Sinclair. Morgan trying to shield and turn, but loses possession to Matheson. The 1-2 between her and Lori Lindsay doesn't come off, and foul against the Spirit, and a free kick for Portland is the end result. Quickly for Boquete. Center circle for Long. Huffman. Boquete again. NWSL assist leader looking for a 7th, and won't find it there. Couldn't pick out Christine Sinclair's run. Taylor showing for it again. Playing Crystal Dunn. Devanna now in the middle, making the run in the channel, and she will not get it this time as it comes wide. Huster. Switch left for Singer. Nairn. And she can't pick out Lindsay. Nikki Marshall earned it in the 40th minute will start the attack for Portland. Brooks. Marshall again. Morgan. Sinclair. Catley with space. Has Morgan and Sinclair to pick from. She'll go through herself now. Catley at the top of the 18, laying it off for Sinclair. Sinclair's crossed back towards the middle, and nobody home at the far post. Good build up there from Portland. Catley reading that one well. Seeing the space to the middle, cut inside nicely. Laid it off for Sinclair, which again was the right decision. But then the Canadian couldn't make anything of it. Here it is again. Really good pass. And Sinclair trying to play it across the face, thinking Morgan was going to make the far post run, and she was a couple yards away, but couldn't make the hard run or else she would have been offside. Long. Sinclair. Chip right for Huffman. Tried to play it in the channel there for Morgan, but it's blocked. Given away again to Portland. Now it's Long going left for Catley. Brooks. Sinclair. Mingus. Boquete. Catley again on the left side, and can't find a handle on that one. Catley's a bit of a statistical oddity. She has the 4 assists, as I mentioned. Doesn't have a shot on goal. It's rare that you see someone get deep enough to get that many assists and not whack one on frame at some point. Taylor. Singer. Nairn. And couldn't pick out Devanna. Marshall will drop for an Indeed Ongerer. Good first half here. 41 minutes in the books. It's Portland 1, Washington 0. Michael Minnick here at the Plex on the call. Missing Danielle Malagari, who is off doing her coaching thing in Florida right now. We'll update you on the 20s and the reserves here momentarily as they are in postseason play. Sinclair. Lots of space for Huffman in the box. Drops it back. Boquete fakes the shot. Still looking for options. And a good defensive job there from Nairn coming back, and the counter is on now for Devanna and Washington. 2-on-6 here. Devanna doesn't care. Goes down theatrically and draws the late whistle. Amber Brooks says no way. But Katja Koroleva blows the foul, and Devanna slow to get up. Huffman arguing that one, and probably smart by Huffman there to be the player that's arguing that call, as we'll see it again here. Tackle from Brooks. Because Brooks is on 4 yellows. She gets another one, she's suspended for a match. So you let Huffman, who only has 2 bookings to her name, do the arguing for you. You don't want to get a 5th yellow for dissent and miss Portland's next match, which is at Seattle. A big one both in the standings and in terms of that Pacific Northwest rivalry, that Cascadia Derby. Nairn's free kick, bent in towards the far post, well punched by Nadine Ongerer. Spirit throw. Crystal Dunn. Singer, early cross in towards Lori Lindsay, headed down by Nikki Marshall, second ball slid clear. That was Huffman doing the hard work to find Christine Sinclair, and now a turnover from the Canadian. Singer for Nairn. Spirit all kinds of discombobulated after that set piece as Matheson was at center back briefly, now she'll drift forward. Singer was on the opposite side from where she normally plays, but now things being arranged back to their normal alignment here. Nairn shipping it right. Matheson is on side, trying to shake Stephanie Catley in the corner. Help from Mingus as well defensively, and Matheson does the work to win the corner in the 44th minute. First corner of the match for the Spirit will come flying off the boot of Christine Nairn. Thorns have everybody back to mark this one. Only Boquete and Catley outside of the 18. Left-footed ball from Christine Nairn, lofted in towards the 6, headed out by Alex Morgan. Boquete couldn't turn it away from Matheson. Second chance now from Nairn to cross. Another good one, but brought down and cleared by Emily Mingus. And now Matheson will try again. This ball also cleared by Van Hollenbeck. And now work to do for Dunn as she tries to avoid Sinclair, who comes back to win the tackle. Dunn off the turnover for Huster. And the chip for Taylor off the mark. Anger will keep it in play. Good flow to this game as well. We haven't seen really a lot of stoppages due to injuries. We haven't seen a lot of fouls called. This game's just flown right along. Devanna will force Angaro to pick this one up. Game management really from Portland here gets to half 1-0 as we creep towards stoppage time. Headed through now for Sinclair as Ali Long had the flick, but Harris wise to it will scoop and roll. Turnover though from Singer to Long. And right on the stroke of 45 they blow the whistle, so no stoppage time whatsoever, and it's a little shocking with a goal, but like I said, there weren't a lot of stoppages, so you can't quibble with that too much. So Morgan's goal in the 8th minute, standing up for now. Portland looking for 3 vital points. I mentioned earlier that we would go down the weekend for the younger Spirit players. It's 2 trips to Florida in the cards as the under-20s coached by my usual partner Danielle Malagari will play a round robin starting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. They'll play Michigan PDA. Then it's on to play Grand Rapids Juniors, that match on Friday at 9 a.m. at the IMG Academy in Bradenton. Then Saturday, it's Triangle FC Alliance at 11 a.m. And then the top 2 teams from that round robin will play in the final on Sunday at 9 a.m. All those games being streamed, by the way. You can go to the W League's website and find out more about that. And then the Spirit Reserves are in the W League Final 4. They'll play Friday at 5 p.m. against Ottawa Fury. And then the championship game is Sunday at 2:30. The consolation games, should the Spirit Reserves lose, is at noon. Here it's 1-0 at the break as we dig through your first half highlights. Really some good work from Devanna on that left side, and no whistle there. She appealed for the foul on Nikki Marshall, but Katya Koroleva swallowed the whistle, and then Alex Morgan with a nice little bit of finishing to score the only goal in this game so far off a good early ball from Stephanie Catley. Then it was the Spirit charging forward up the middle, not really getting much of a look there. Morgan had her shot blocked, saved by Harris, and then it went out for a corner. Morgan, I think, is your player of the game right now, not only because she scored, but because of the spot she got in. Matheson got loose here, but went side netting instead of crossing that ball. Huster, I thought, had a good match early on. She found Devanna here, the early ball. And like I said, it seemed like Judy Taylor was kind of 2 minds there. Wasn't sure whether to bring that one down or hit it hard, hit it right at Ongerer. And then the save of the game so far from Ashlyn Harris is Alex Morgan had a 1-on-1 breakaway. Harris snuffed it out first in the top of the 18 and then made a save at the near post. Davana again got loose. Took a tackle from Amber Brooks there. Drew the whistle. Free kick came to Nod, and then a good read there from Ashlyn Harris to deny Christine Sinclair. So that's what we see in the first 45. What will the second 45 bring? We'll find out in about 10 minutes. We'll step aside here at the Maryland Soccerplex with the score: the Portland Thorns 1 and the Washington Spirit 0. Stick with us.
Explosive performance, offered exclusively at Sport and Health. It's the official training program of the Washington Spirit. The Spirit is raffling off 2013 Spirit jerseys of Ali Krieger, the U.S. Women's National Team, and Diana Matheson, the Canadian Women's National Team, and also the U.S. jersey of visiting Alex Morgan of the Thorns. Jerseys provided by Spirit Gear Supplier SES, located in the Spirit tent, the big white one by the main entrance, and go to the Spirit table on the home side concourse to enter. Winning names announced before the end of the game. sharp and support your club by wearing the latest jersey, shirts, and other attire of your favorite team. Visit nwslshop.com. And while cheering on the Washington Spirit, come stay at Hampton Inn and Suites, Washington, D.C., North Gaithersburg. Enjoy free hot breakfast, Wi-Fi, and parking at TripAdvisor's #1 hotel. and your Washington Spirit.
Welcome back to the Maryland Soccerplex. Michael Minnick here. Pretty good first half. Good flow to this one, and it's even everywhere except where it matters on the scoreboard. Alex Morgan's goal in the 8th minute. So far, the difference between these two sides, both teams have 4 shots. Both teams have a corner kick. Both teams have been whistled for 2 fouls. So, like I said, it's been a good back and forth half, but Alex Morgan made her chance kind of early on and really forced a good save out of Ashlyn Harris as well later in this half. The Spirit have had good looks. Devana on that left side especially has found some space. Jody Taylor probably had the best look on a volley from a Devana cross that was a fairly easy catch for Nadine Onger. Hit well in terms of placement, but not with a lot of power.
Once again, the scoreboard clock is for your convenience.
Don't see any halftime substitutions in the offing, so we'll reset the lineups here for you. For Washington, it's Harris, Dunn, Cross, Krieger, and Singer. Nairn and Huster holding behind Matheson, Lindsay, Devana, and Taylor. For Portland, it's Ongerer in goal with Catley, Mingus, Van Hollenbeck, and Marshall across the back. Long, Brooks, Huffman, and Boquete in the midfield, and Morgan and Sinclair up top. Give you that subs list again one more time if you're just joining us. For Washington, the field subs are Averbush, Gale, Perez, Angeli, Adams, and Gara Frekis. Shotlow Jones, the backup keeper. For Portland, a thin bench, but a good one. Monashim, Angie Kerr, Jess McDonald, the field subs, Michelle Betos is the backup goalkeeper. Spirit unread, they'll attack from left to right here in the second half. They'll kick off. Portland in the whites with the black shorts and black socks. Again, this is a big one for playoff positioning. Seattle's on top with 43 points. Then it's Kansas City with 34, Portland 29, Washington and Chicago tie for the last playoff spot at 27. So even a point would really serve the Spirit well here. Singer for Nairn. Again, if you're just joining us, this game was delayed nearly 2 hours by lightning storms in the D.C. area, but the second half has started without incident so far as I cross my fingers after what happened with the Boston game last time. Lindsay. Wide for Crystal Dunn. At the top of the 18, going to work against Huffman. Cuts the cross in towards the far post and just past Lindsay. It was actually Allie Long defending the play. Staying with Crystal Dunn, her national team teammate, step for step. But Dunn hit a good cross in, just nobody home in red. Throwing deep for Nikki Marshall and the Thorns as we see that cross again. Really good whip ball. Lori Lindsay was the closest player in red. Really a turnover there in the back, but Van Hollenbeck will knock it clear. Spirit will retain possession. Huster, who's had the double duty of marking Boquete and joining the attack, he's done well so far, keeping the league assist leader at bay. Ball off the mark intended for Jody Taylor. Mingus was tracking it well, and Onkerer certainly was there as the last line of defensive. That had been dangerous, but both of them watched it go harmlessly out for the goal kick in the 47th minute. Dunn, Matheson, cleared high by Emily Mingus. Headed now by Dunn and out of bounds. Again, Mark Parsons with some encouragement for his defense as they go to work here. Morgan turning on a dime, finding Catley wide. Sinclair knew she was going to be offside and held her run. Krieger instead will come back and play it for Harris, who chips it high up the near sideline. Headed by Allie Long. 50-50 ball battled for and won by Boquete. Now it's Sinclair finding Long, getting it back. Dunn intervenes. Now Huster for Matheson, for Nairn. Wide left for Alex Singer. Singer with a head of steam will lay it off. Now it's Devana. Trying to play the ball back for the run of Singer, but it's blocked by Marshall. Spirit will try again. This time trying Tori Huster in the middle. Turns it over thanks to a tackle from Sinclair. And now the counter is on. Boquete gets tangled up, draws the foul. I think if I'm Paul Riley, that's what I have on my chalkboard as point one, is to get Vera Boquete more involved. Didn't have a lot of the ball in the first half, really had to drift back deep to get service, but as I said in the first half, the counterattack is what Portland has done well. It's been Morgan over the top that's caused problems for the ladies in red. Turnover now to Crystal Dunn. Dumping it into space, looking for Taylor, and she knows she won't get that one. And Unger will call off Van Hollenbeck and play Amber Brooks. Turnover nearly in the back as Taylor went for the steal and couldn't quite pull it off. Mangus's ball over the top. Ali Long will not be able to get that one, and she'll now go to work defensively against Ali Krieger, who is forced back to Harris in the middle. In the 50th minute here at the Maryland Soccerplex. It's been a good one. Portland leading 1-0 on Alex Morgan's goal from Stephanie Catley's assist in the 8th minute. The 4th straight game that the Australian Catley has picked up an assist. Singer will watch it go for a goal kick. Well, you think if Mark Parsons is going to change this up, I think the first name that comes to mind is the veteran German Kirsten Garafrakis. Talking to Mark before the game, he was talking about, you know, the wear of playing a player who is used to playing once a week. More than that, this is the Spears' 3rd game in 10 days, so he thinks Garafrakis can maybe make an impact as a 20 or 30-minute player tonight rather than a 90-minute player, so that's the role he has chosen for her. Matheson. Slip now from Dunn, turns the ball over. Long. Brooks. Blocked by Krieger. Second chance again for Amber Brooks, laid off for Ali Long. Wide for Catley. Early ball lofted in. It's a good one from Catley, but maybe a little too much loft on it. Sinclair couldn't get to it. Harris beating her to the punch. Taylor. Huster. Steal from Boquete. Chip up the side and cross will come over. And find Lori Lindsay. Switch now for Dunn. Portland has kind of conceded this space behind midfield on the right side to Dunn. But as soon as she crosses that stripe, the jaw tightens. Steal from Long again. Early chip from Brooks into space. Alex Morgan is on side. Brings it down well. Krieger coming back to mark her. Turn now from Morgan. Laid off in the box for Sinclair. She'll look for options now. Lay it back again for Morgan. And the flag is up. Alex Morgan knew it. She didn't make any action to play that ball. And came up anyways. Morgan was involved enough in the play. In the view of the referee's assistant on the far side, Catherine Nesbitt, and she flagged it, and Katya Koroleva blew the whistle. Here it is again. Really disappointing from Portland, I'm sure, from Morgan and Sinclair, that they didn't get a lot of help on that play. A layoff for a shot from about 22 yards out would have been perfect in that situation. Here's Dunn. Looking for Taylor, and Mingus gets a foot in just enough to allow Nadine Ongerer to come out. Again, a great crowd, an active crowd here at the Maryland Soccerplex, who have waited out the delay patiently and entered the gates in droves to watch two teams fighting for playoff positioning. Alex Morgan is on side here, but Harris will come over and clean up. Sinclair turning it over. Nairn. Devana against Nikki Marshall. Devana cutting inside as Marshall falls. Devana, 22 yards from goal, cuts back, lays it in, blocked and finally cleared partially towards the sideline by Portland. Matheson was the player that was trying to combine with Lisa Devana, but Portland sniffed that out pretty well. Really seems like the Thorns are being a little bit more cautious with their movement. As Boquete and Long have sometimes joined the attack, but really Brooks has sat back, which she normally does. Huffman has sat back, and they've supported that back four. Flag is up there, and I don't know about that one. The crowd certainly disagreed with the call on the near side, but a free kick for Portland is the end result. '54th minute. Reminder that this portion of the match is brought to you by Hampton Inn Suites, North Gaithersburg, Washington, D.C., the official hotel partner of the Washington Spirit for 2014. Another throw for Marshall and the Thorns here. Mentioned earlier, obviously this is a huge game for Washington as they fight to get in the playoffs, but if Portland can get 3 points here, they'd only be 2 behind FC Kansas City. The Blues would have a match in hand on the Thorns. Here's Sinclair, laying it into space. Ball driven and saved by Harris at the near post. And Nikki Cross will clean up. That was Alex Morgan with the shot attempt. She's had a good game, but denied by Harris again. And Marshall will just dump that one in, almost like a hockey play where you dump it in and you set your defense. Really good point-blank save from Ashlyn Harris there on the replay. Done. Jody Taylor. Nairn will shift her footing and play a great ball left for Devanna. The Australian runs it down. 1-on-1 against Nikki Marshall on the flank. Matheson checking towards the top of the 18. Laid in for Taylor. Slid out well by Portland. That was Amber Brooks coming back to track out of the midfield. Good play there from the Thorns defense. Boquete into space. Cross for Dunn. Now Huster. Lindsay. Matheson, again for Lindsay. Nairn. Nikki Cross. Another good spell of possession here from the Spirit in the 55th minute. Huster. But can they get some bite out of this? Dunn runs it down on the sideline. Plays it into space for Matheson against Mingus. Cuts back, and Mingus will concede the corner. Second of the match for the Spirit will come in the 56th minute from the right side. And again, it'll be Christine Nairn, the former Penn State Nittany Lion, who's acquired in the offseason from Seattle, to take the set piece. Look for Nikki Cross here. Singer as well. Huster's always a good option too. For Portland, Christine Sinclair, a fantastic defensive header of the ball as well as what she's done and gotten more headlines for on the offensive end. Ball hit towards the far post. Loose and punched by Ungerer. Boquete for Portland now. Matheson will watch it roll, take the throw in. Crystal Dunn will handle the toss. Goes back for Krieger. Dunn. Lindsay. Huster. Nairn. Good ball for Huster. Has Taylor open in the middle but doesn't see her. Now plays the cross in. Blocked well by Rachel Van Hollebeck. Portland's defense up to the task, keeping that clean sheet intact. Boquete. Morgan. Sinclair to her left. Huffman to her right. Picks out Sinclair on the left, and why wouldn't you? Right-footed ball from the Canadian in towards the middle. Volleyed clear nicely by Cross. Bit of a giveaway there. As Long steps in, miscommunication, I think, and tangle up and a foul there against Matheson, and she puts her palms out like, that was nothing, but Katya Koroleva disagrees with the Canadian, and it'll be a free kick and a good spot for Portland. 35, 40 yards from goal to the left of center. And here's Boquete. Saw Portland execute a ruinous set piece against Boston on Sunday, and she flicked it on goal. Missed wide, but it was a nice look. Similar distance, similar angle. We'll see if they repeat it. Boquete towards Morgan. Loose in the box. Rising forward is Cross. Headed again by Washington and Singer. Done, though, with a little bit of a meal there, and finally cleared by Huster, but only as far as Boquete. Backs it back in the 18 for Allie Long. Trying to juggle it for herself. And finally cleared by Crystal Dunn. Boquete turning inside. Nice chip, scoop ball for Alex Morgan and Christine Sinclair in the box, and Sinclair misses wide. Good thought there from Boquete, just showing that bit of invention, and almost patented that invention for a 2-0 lead. Matheson turning it over. Morgan, long. Both teams still have all 3 substitutions available to them. Washington would obviously love to change this up. They've played well in the second half, but haven't gotten that final ball into Jody Taylor or to Devanna or to Matheson to tie this game. Morgan. Huffman. Boquete. Good footwork there from the Spaniard. Will play Christine Sinclair in. Sliding shot is blocked, and a corner will come Portland's way here in the 59th minute. Here's the play again, just a great ball in from Boquete, and Sinclair had the right idea, scooping that one over the charging Ashlyn Harris, but couldn't put it on frame. Allie Long's corner will come from the near side, right-footed. Jess McDonald starting to stretch on that Portland sideline. Always a nice option to have the league's co-leading scorer on your bench to change things. Ball headed back dangerously. I'm not sure what Jody Taylor was trying to do with that one, but ended up in Ashlyn Harris's hands, so no harm, no foul. Catley doing the hard work to keep that one alive. Good work there to find herself, and she'll work up the sideline. Long. Boquete. And Sinclair unable to stride into that one. Spirit also have several subs jogging in place to the right of me, and as I mentioned, this is the kind of game you expect to see Gara Frekis. Certainly Veronica Perez is someone that can come in and help you in this situation. Denisha Adams as well. Through ball there will come to naught. Even somebody like Robin Gale had a goal and an assist against Sky Blue FC last time out. And if you bring Gale in wide, you can either move Dunn up or Krieger wide and have them add to your attack. Unger will take her time, force Jody Taylor to pressure her. And finally pick up. You don't win 2 World Cups in goal without having a bit of game management built into your system, and Nadine Unger getting every second with a 1-0 lead. Huffman can keep it alive. A throw for Washington taken quickly in the 61st minute. Michael Minnick here with you. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for waiting out the lightning delay that delayed this match by nearly 2 hours. Sure you West Coast folks didn't mind that too much. Able to come home from work, have a nice dinner, and tune in. Early ball played back towards Matheson, blocked out. As Singer had come all the way forward. Crosses in it again, trying to save it is Matheson, shielding, laying off, and the referee there with a big play to block that as Devanna is upset. She was going to run into that ball and hit a whack, but Katya Koroleva, wrong place, wrong time, just bad luck there for the Spirit. Lindsay. And really, you can't blame Koroleva. She was in the play, just bad luck, wrong place, wrong time. Matheson tries the early scoop for Taylor, and a groan from the crowd as that comes to naught, and again, Unger will take her time. Here's the play again. Referee setting a nice screen and allowing Amber Brooks just to walk through with the ball after Devanna couldn't run onto it. Huffman battling Devanna. Back it comes, cleared, but only as far as Tori Huster. Taylor. And Singer not on the same page with Devanna, and it'll trickle out for a goal kick. We're in the 63rd minute here at the Maryland Soccerplex NWSL action on YouTube. Thank you again for joining us. We still have the same 22 that started this one. Ongerer, Catley, Mingus, Van Hollenbeck, Marshall, Long, Brooks, Huffman, Boquete, Morgan, and Sinclair in white and black. And Harris, Dunn, Cross, Krieger, Singer, Nairn, Huster, Matheson, Lindsay, Devanna, and Taylor in red. Portland leads 1-0. On the goal by Alex Morgan, assisted by Stephanie Catley, right exactly on the stroke of 7 minutes into this game. Good switch for Catley. She'll make Crystal Dunn defend. Dodges Dunn. Has a good angle to cross. Plays it in towards the far post, and a good sliding challenge from Nikki Cross. Ball still alive from Portland. Brooks. Bolkete turning inside, looking for an angle to shoot. Plays it in. Now for Morgan. Lays it off for Sinclair, and she'll try the shot off the post. Ringing the woodwork. Good layoff there from Morgan. She and Sinclair very much on the same page on that play. Sinclair knew exactly where that ball was going to be. Hit it first time and hit the post. Nairn, good work there to slide it for Lindsay. That pass was a little out of her grasp. Right it comes for Matheson. Overlapping is Crystal Dunn. Instead it comes inside for Lindsay, who will play it wide for Dunn. Catley with a really good tackle there, getting ball first and knocking it out, and they're going to say it was last touched by Dunn on the way through. Been very impressed with Catley. Both times I've seen Portland in person this year. Defends well, gets forward well, and only 20 years old. Have to figure she and Crystal Dunn will be walking horns up and down sidelines around the world for the next decade or so for the U.S. and Australia respectively. Unger will chest it down, keep it in play. Now we'll be forced to pick it up by Jodie Taylor. Mentioned earlier the news that Jodie Taylor will be in camp with England for their friendly. That'll come against Sweden. Bad news for the Spirit, that friendly is on August the 3rd, so that's going to be a problem. It's a FIFA date, so the Spirit can't refuse to let her go, but she'll miss the Chicago game. Cross from Lindsay is blocked, the corner for the Spirit. We'll see, maybe Jodie Taylor even misses the next game for the Spirit, which is next Wednesday against FC Kansas City. What a vital game that will be. Every game really is down the stretch. Spirit looking for an equalizer here. That would certainly help the playoff hopes. Christine Nairn once again towards the far post. Punched well by the left paw of Nadine Unger. And a whistle and a foul against the Spirit. And Chantel Jones leading the protest from the Spirit bench. The Keepers Union is not in play on that one, as she was unhappy with Nadine Unger getting the benefit of the doubt and the call there in traffic. 66th minute. How will the seesaw tilt in this one? Will Portland get a second and find a cushion? Will the Spirit get even? Almost did there. Good idea there to find Jodie Taylor. Matheson will try it again. Taylor cutting back on the edge of the 18. And not on the same page with Dunn. Stepping up to win it is Long, and she takes a tumble there, limping after that clip of her left ankle. Holly Long still down on all fours as the Spirit play out of the back, and Ashlyn Harris dodging Alex Morgan and chipping it left. Singer can't keep it in, and that might be just as well, because I think Holly Long might need a little bit of tending to, but Portland's going to keep playing. Long now jogging gingerly back towards her defensive end as KJ Spizak has handed the card in on the Spirit bench. Kirsten Garafrakis ready to make an impact on this one for Washington. Their first sub will come here momentarily. Turnover to Matheson. In space now. Jodie Taylor is onside. Taylor, one-on-one with Ungerer. Taylor's shot will come after the turning around on Ungerer. Angle is tough, but the finish is there. Jodie Taylor tying the game in the 68th minute. A huge goal for Washington's playoff hopes. Goal number 11 for Taylor. She moves into a tie for the league lead. Here it is again, one-on-one. Ungerer did all she could, full extension, but Taylor maybe learning the lesson from Alex Morgan's failure in the first half, going very wide. Made the shot tougher, but made the shot count. Diana Matheson getting the assist. The 5th helper of the year, a team leading 5th assist for Diana Matheson, who now moves into a tie with Vera Boquete. Excuse me, she's assist behind Boquete for the league lead. Spirits still have that change ready. Not sure why they haven't been permitted to make it, and now it will be made. The end of the day for Lisa Devana, and the beginning of the day for Kirsten Garifrekis. That change coming in the 69th minute official.
Substitution came in the 68th minute.
I said a minute ago, what twist will this game still have in it? That was a heck of a twist. Good finish from Jody Taylor. Morgan looking for her second, broken up. And if the Spirit gets something from this, you definitely have to point at the saves Ashlyn Harris made on Alex Morgan in the first half as to why this game was still within touching distance for the Washington Spirit. Portland's got all 3 changes available. The Spirit have just made their first. Garifrekis for Devana. As I said, the Thorns don't really have a lot of options on that bench. And defensively, really none. You're looking at Shim, McDonald, Kerr, all as more attacking players. I guess Kerr could maybe give you some more possession and experience in the middle of the park in that midfield, but you don't have a true defender on that bench to bring in. Catley clearing it up the sideline. And referee's assistant said that ball was deflected on the way through. It'll be a throw for Portland in the 70th minute. Jess McDonald has shed the warm-up penny. She might be Portland's first change, and as I said earlier, what a luxury to have the league's leading scorer available as a substitute. But that's been Jess McDonald's role since Alex Morgan returned, and she's played it very well. Free kick deep towards Sinclair, popped up. Morgan, dispossessed by Allie Krieger. Lindsay, now Matheson. Matheson up the left side. Early cross in towards Garifrekis. Gets the touch by Ongerer. Headed by Catley. Still loose as Ongerer tries to recover. And now she'll get the ball. What a sequence there. As Kirsten Garifrekis nearly had her first Spirit goal on her compatriot Nadine Ongerer. I thought Ongerer read that ball very well, really. Didn't allow Garifrekis to get that chip over her head. This has been a good one. What will the last 20 minutes plus stoppage time bring? Matheson. Nairn. Alex Singer. Matheson turned it over to Van Hollenbeck. Huffman now. Holding her ground, finding Boquete. Early chip for Christine Sinclair. Cross hustling back will drop for Ashlyn Harris. Good vision there to pick out Singer on the left side. Now she'll play it. Nairn will go early, and Matheson's not going to make that run, especially not this late in the game. And it'll be an easy play for Nadine Ongerer. Jess McDonald is ready to submit the next opportunity for Portland. Ongerer. Mingus. Allowed to bring the ball up. Now picked up by Lori Lindsay. Goes back for Ongerer. Van Hollenbeck. Early ball. Brought down by Dunn for Garifrekis. Ball goes behind Lori Lindsay's run. Amber Brooks with the easy pick. She'll chip it over the top. Alex Morgan is onside. Morgan can't beat the tackle from cross, and Harris just making sure that would never be called a back pass, heads it out. I don't think that would have been called, but you never know. You don't want to give up a goal like that in a tie game where you give up a cheap free kick. Crystal Dunn. Switch now. Headed out by Van Hollenbeck as Taylor was making the run and had space had she brought it down. Good switch left. Boquete is offside, and I don't know about that one. That was close. Here's the change. Jess McDonald on. Who will make way for Portland?
Entering the game, number 14, Jessica McDonald.
Looks like it's going to be Sinclair. She's taking the armband off.
Sinclair.
Interesting move here from Paul Riley to take off his captain with 20 minutes left. Good shift, though, from Sinclair, as always. And a hug from Jess McDonald. So the first change for Portland, McDonald for Sinclair in the 74th minute. I'm looking to see where the armband went. I believe Van Hollenbeck will be the captain now for Portland, but we'll keep an eye on that. Boquete. Huffman for Boquete. Actually, I think Ongerer is now wearing the armband. So Ongerer will captain Portland the rest of the way. Back it comes for Harris. 75th minute of a 1-1 game. Morgan in the 8th. Taylor in the 68th. Your scoring summary. Assists for Stephanie Catley in white. Diana Matheson in red. Good idea there from the Spirit, but it goes out for a throw. Catley will take the toss. Garafrekis pops it up. Catley again. And out for a throw-in. Another change for Portland. Mana Shim is ready to roll. She'll replace Sarah Huffman.
Portland substitution in the 76th minute. Entering the game is number 6, Mana Shim. Replaces number 19, Sarah Huffman. Shin for Huffman in the 75th minute.
Shim in a familiar role, that's of substitute. This is her 14th appearance, her 12th off the bench for Paul Riley after a great rookie year last year where she mostly was the starter.
Has 1 substitution remaining. Washington has 2.
Great run here, picked off from Singer as Nikki Marshall had charged forward. Marshall still fighting for it. Now it comes out for Matheson. Nairn. And really nobody there. Van Hollenbeck pressured now by Taylor, goes up the line. Matheson with the sliding challenge. No whistle there. Katya Koroleva says play on. And we'll go back to Ashlyn Harris. So the Spirit have 2 changes left. Thorns 1. As we're in the 76th minute. It's been a good one here between 2 playoff hopefuls. The Thorns in 3rd, the Spirit in 4th entering play today. Spirit are in 4th even though they're on the same number as Chicago and have a weaker goal differential because they've beaten Chicago already twice head-to-head. Head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. So as important as that goal differential is, what you do against the teams around you is important, and that's why the Spirit taking care of business against Western New York and Chicago has been so important. Here's Shim. Good cross in towards the middle. Brought out well by Cross. Done for Garafrekis. And out for a throw. My feeling is, unless the Spirit can get a win here, which is certainly possible, I feel like Seattle's already clinched the playoff spot. They're certainly going to be in. FC Kansas City's pretty safe. I think Portland's going to get in the way they're playing. So really it's, I think, a 3-team race for that last spot between Washington, Chicago, and Western New York. What a turn for Matheson, but she loses her footing, and it's cleared forward. We did have a bit of rain with that lightning storm earlier, so the pitch is probably a little slick. Plus the later hour, you're going to get some more dew just naturally appearing on the field. Mana Shim now. Early ball towards McDonald. Given away now to Morgan. Good turn from Morgan. Morgan in the box, trying to shake Cross, taking the shot, and a kick save and a beauty from Ashlyn Harris to keep this game tied. Harris has been fantastic, especially against Morgan. Allie Long with space now for the Thorns. Good cross in towards Shim. Heads it down for McDonald, but McDonald can't get the handle. Had the space if she brought it down to hit it hard with her right foot, but could not receive it. And we go the other way. Here's Huster. Garafrekis and Taylor are her options. Lindsay making the charge as well. It'll come right for Lori Lindsay, but her touch is disappointing, and it squirts out. Really a fantastic turn from Alex Morgan and an even better save from Ashlyn Harris. Mentioned earlier, this is just the second time that Ashlyn Harris has started in the 5 meetings all time between the Thorns and Spirit, and certainly she's been a difference maker. Not that Chantel Jones hasn't done well in her stead when she's played against Portland, but Harris has been great. Space opening up as this game goes towards the end. As Singer plays that cross, and Gara Freckes heading it down firmly for Matheson, who chip it back for Gara Freckes. But turned over. Dunn steps and wins. And now it's laid off into the channel for Crystal Dunn. Chip in towards the far post and caught on the line. Angra was in trouble, I thought, for a half second, but recovered well and made the catch. That back pedal is always a scary thing as a goalkeeper, especially, as I just mentioned, on a wet field. Jess McDonald came on as a sub in the second half the last time these two teams played and scored twice in that game that got away from the Spirit 6-1. It was 2-1 with about 25 minutes left, and Portland just opened it up. McDonald finding space tougher in this one in a 1-1 game. Good switch from Gara Freckes. Singer has lots of time to pick out a ball here. She'll charge forward. For Matheson. Dummies it through for Gara Freckes. She goes down. And that was never going to be called. Was a little bit of contact, but not enough for a penalty in my view, so we'll continue. Katya Koroleva has pretty much let things go today, but in a good way. She's officiated this game well. There's been good flow. Dunn. Stumbles. Gets it back from Matheson. Nairn fakes the shot. Cuts inside on her right foot. We'll leave it for Gara Freckes. Gara Freckes looking for an angle. She'll get the shot off and pass the diving Ongerer, but wide of the goal. The Spirit subs making the sideboard shake to the right of me. Gara Freckes has been great, and she nearly had one there. She has added quite a bit to this attack. A different kind of player than Devanna. Devanna is the kind of player that you want wide, beating people one-on-one. Gara Freckes is that player you want 20 yards and in the middle, getting the final shot. Just get the feeling there's another goal in this one, but which way will it go? Here's Shem. Catley. Jess McDonald. Beaten to that ball by Krieger. The Spirit captain will play it early, looking for Taylor, but headed down well by Van Hollenbeck. Vero dodges the tackle from Huster. Given away. Cross. Singer. Up on wing for Matheson. Blocked by Marshall and out for a throw. 81st minute now. Here's the chance again. Good combination there from Nairn and Gara Freckes, and really a good defensive job as well from Van Hollenbeck to not allow Gara Freckes to get a good look at that one. Gara Freckes sliding to keep it alive on the sideline. Does so, but turns possession over in the process. Menges will hit it out for a throw. Good hustle there from Spirit assistant coach Lloyd Yaxley to save that ball, get it quickly in. Nairn's chip. Taylor not on the same page there, and Portland really could have done more with that and made it a little bit more of a cleaner clearance, but they knock it out. It'll be a corner, it seems, in deep. Always tough to tell in that corner whether it's out for a throw or out for a corner, but referee's assistant was right there, of course, and gave the corner to Christine Nairn in the Spirit. It would be a fantastic time for Christine Nairn to uncork one to the far post if you're a Spirit fan. Does so. Headed by Morgan, and we'll do it again from the other side. Angie Kerr is ready. She'll be the last change for Portland, and the initial indication is that Boquette will be the player that makes way, but we'll see if that stays. Certainly makes sense with Boquette to get somebody with some fresher legs and a little bit more height into the game. Right now, Portland is defending. Certainly their attack has been good too, but Washington on the front foot right now. Corner lofted in towards Krieger, her header. Won by Van Hollenbeck. Now Ongerer will make the tough catch in the sixth. Gara Freckes was in the mix, as was Tori Huster. But of course, you're going to give the goalkeeper the benefit of the doubt, as Ongerer was shaken up on that collision, and now we'll get attention in the 83rd minute. And now you think about maybe pulling that third sub. Kerr is there, but if you have to take Ungerer off, you have Michelle Bedos there as your third sub, but really didn't see a lot of contact there. It just might have been the way that Ungerer landed was a little bit awkward. She certainly is in pain right now.
In the parking lot with the lights on.
See on the screen the trainer will
The license number is
tend to Nadine Ungerer and waiting to see exactly where she's going to receive some treatment.
Your lights are on.
It's like the right thigh area of the veteran German will receive some treatment. Chance for both teams to get some water, regroup, chat with the coaches a bit, figure out how this game's going to finish. Here's the play again. Yeah, just I think the way that Ungerer landed with that right foot was just a little awkward. Sometimes hard to find a landing spot in traffic like that. It's the dangers and perils of a goalkeeper. Comes with the territory, unfortunately.
Let's go, Spirit!
Looks like she's going to be okay to continue. Michelle Bedos had started to warm up and now has put the gold warm-up penny back over her purple goalkeeping jersey, and Angie Kerr is still waiting at the scorer's table to come in as that third change. This will add some stoppage time certainly to this one. Ungerer will windmill her players forward, and immediately she'll test out that right leg with a punt. It's a pretty good one. Towards Jess McDonald. Flicked on now into space, looking for Alex Morgan, but Cross sniffs it well, knocks it out towards the sideline, and will concede a throw. Again, the Spirit have just made the one change, so if they want a late burst from someone, Mark Parsons certainly has that option, but as of right now, the subs are just clustered around the signboards here and haven't really made a move towards the bench or towards midfield. We'll see the change now. Angie Kerr coming on for Portland.
Portland's third and final substitution. Number 8, Angie Kerr, enters the game, replacing number 9, Veronica Boquette.
And Boquette will make way.
In the 86th minute.
Kerr making her 13th appearance of the year, the 5th as a substitute. Has 3 assists on the year. Really good, crafty playmaker who can help the Thorns hold the ball here. Result on the road wouldn't be a worse thing for them to get a tie. Certainly a win would suit them better. Collision there and a whistle and a foul against the Thorns and Alex Morgan. Free kick for Washington taken quickly. They would rather get 3 out of this one. Washington would. Done. Tackle from Catley. Kerr's first touch of the game is to play it square for Allie Long. Catley. Occupied down and out for a throw. Again, if you're just joining us, 1-1 here in the waning stages. Alex Morgan in the 8th minute. Jody Taylor in the 68th. Flag is up on Alex Morgan there. Quick roll out from Harris as play is allowed to continue. Christine Nairn has her pass blocked. Christine Nairn hasn't gone 90 in nearly a month, but she's looked good today, and I think Mark Parsons is going to stick with her for the duration. She's kind of been one of the victims of the influx of the Gara Frecases and Crosses and Singers and Tori Huster moving up the line. She's seen her minutes decrease slightly, has Christine Nairn. Plus, I think you want to keep her on the field to take corners. You're getting a couple of them. She's hit some good balls. She's your best option, I think, from 20, 25 yards out as well on the run of play. So you stick with her in a 1-1 game. Hope she can conjure some magic as she has a couple of times this year, late in games. Matheson. Alex Singer. Stolen by Jess McDonald, but crossover to clean up her pass deflected, but it'll find its way up to Jody Taylor. Taylor wide for Gara Frekas. Weaving inside is the veteran German. And going wide now for Matheson, and the flag is up. The flag is up on Matheson, and the play is dead. Smattering of boos from the Spirit crowd, but the right call, it seemed to me, watching it live. Didn't have the best angle on it from up here, but here it is again. Yeah, good call. Just a step off. Brooks's header. Flicked on now by McDonald. Looking for Morgan. Cross again over to Queen. But I think she's had her best game in a Spirit uniform, Nikki Cross. Really was a concern for this game at all with the right hamstring injury. She didn't play Sunday against Sky Blue FC, but Mark Parsons crediting the fine training work of Emily Fortunato to get Nikki Cross ready for this one. It looks like she's going to go 90, and a good 90. Wins the header again there. Nairn pops it up. Header again in by Portland. Flicked on by Shim. On side now is Allie Long, and now it does come up. I thought she was offside live, and finally the flag does come up, and Harris made the save anyway, although Long didn't give it her best effort after she saw that she had been flagged. And into the 90th minute. Figure we'll get a couple minutes of stoppage time, most notably for the Ongerer injury, but the goal from Taylor as well. Crystal Dunn. Garifrekis to her right. Lays it into space for Garifrekis. And she won't get there. Mingus will knock it out for a throw-in. Catley did her best to save it, but could not. Lindsay. Huster. Wide for Dunn. Inside for Garifrekis, who turns on a dime, tries to blade inside for Huster, but well blocked by Mingus and cleared forward. Cross again with a good touch to find Krieger. Kerr going direct for McDonald. Header one will by Alex Singer. Now popped up in midfield. It'll fall at the feet of Amber Brooks, who goes wide left. Alex Morgan tried to track it down, and she is offside. We're into stoppage time. We'll have 3 minutes of it. And we'll also have a late change for Washington. I believe they're going to let Veronica Perez come on. Still getting her substitute card in order.
Referee has indicated 3 minutes of stoppage time, 3 minutes added.
So we might see Perez, but we might not.